This week, it's all about video games and movies. Rogue One, Guardians of the Galaxy, Power Rangers, video games like Titanfall, Resident Evil 7, and Mass Effect Andromeda finally gets a release date. This is Modern Retro. Welcome back to Modern Retro, episode 8. This is episode 8. We're rolling along. We're almost on the big 1-0. I am your
choo-choo.
Chugga choo-choo. I am your host of this crazy train. I guess this episode won't be that crazy because we are without Roy again.
So it might be a little bit more concise and, covering topics and things instead of
maybe
ramblings of all the shapes and sizes.
Speaking of ramblings, introduce yourself, sir.
I am Aaron.
And Aaron joins me via the interwebs.
The power of the internet.
Yes, I don't have to look at your face. I mean, technically, I guess I could because the camera's up, but I'm not looking at your face.
I'm so pretty.
No, you're not. So did you listen to the last episode? Because you weren't here last time. Like, I swear, you two are, like, just fucking taking turns here of not showing up.
Yeah. I got called to the mall to be a chaperone.
A chaperone. That's what you call spending 2 hours in the toy store?
That was not the toy store. That was an FYE. I sent you a picture of the Ninja Turtles 10-disc collection, the whole, 1990s cartoon. That was worth it. And then I sent you an article that was geekdom. And that was it.
And
making it all sound like I'm an asshole.
Yes, you are an asshole. So did you listen to last week or no?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
it was while it was rambly, it was very informative. I enjoyed it very much.
Yes, if you like pirates, it was a good episode. So I suggest you go check it out. This week because again.
Wait, I also want to say something else. Because that episode references episode 6, and for some reason, episode 6, which is with you and me, and we were talking about the clown crisis and all that type of stuff, very funny episode, is not on iTunes, but it shows up on your phone, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I've refreshed the RSS feed like a dozen times. It's just for some reason it's not going on iTunes, but it's on Stitcher. It was on the website, but I update the main page every week with the latest episode. But I will be putting up a page soon that has a playlist with an archive of episodes, so you'll be able to hear it on there. And yes, on your apps, your phone apps, the episode 6 is there and it works. So just for some reason, it's just magically escaping iTunes. So, but fear not, because I check our stats like almost all the time, like on a daily basis, and many people downloaded that episode. So it's not like nobody listened to it.
That's good. I have a theory about why, but I'm not entirely sure yet.
Is it the clowns?
No. It might have been the clown conspiracy, which adds to their creepiness. They are so fucking creepy. But anyway.
Clown apocalypse, they cut the server.
So, I don't know if you've been paying attention to YouTube at all, but YouTube has been having some, crazy, censorship almost, rules changed in their whole policy. So, they instituted, a new algorithm or something that demonetizes people's videos if they mention inappropriate topics or swearing a lot. It says advertisers,
really?
Advertisers don't want to be on this type of content that mentions ISIS or suicide, but those channels could potentially be like the news. I get a lot of my news from
Alex Jones,
the Young Turks, all these different little news
outlets.
Another one was James DeFranco, which he's pretty funny at giving short bursts of news. But so all these news sites are getting demonetized, which so it's a huge friggin' issue.
So I mean, it sounds like a NSA issue, because there's plenty of YouTube channels where they swear and use inappropriate language and jokes and stuff like that, and they're perfectly fine. Like that dude PewDiePie who plays the video games and the Angry Gamer guy.
Well, see, exactly it. So they swear a lot, but, they make their money from advertising. So so many people, whether it be like 100,000, 200,000, go to their website. They're presented with an ad. That ad revenue goes towards them to make more videos. But if they violate these terms of service, you get completely demonetized, and it basically fucks with your livelihood. It fucks with the censorship of your videos. Like, oh, now I can't say, fuck. Or, if you're the news, you steer away from, ISIS issues and political talk, and, talk about kittens all day. I don't know. It's like, so that whole thing's going on. So I think something may also be at play on iTunes with possible, because I looked it up, and a lot of people's episodes are just not on iTunes.
I think you're drinking the conspiracy juice again.
That's my theory. I said it was a theory. This is my personal conspiracy. I'm just saying it could be some kind of algorithm that our podcast was tagged with clown murders or whatever the hell weird ass tags that we have, so people can search this podcast.
Because Roy and I touched upon the clown apocalypse again last week, and that episode went up on iTunes, no problem.
No, I know, but I mean, obviously there's a time where
did we name names? Did we mention Bozo?
Maybe his people didn't like it. Maybe they requested it be taken down. It was defamatory. I don't know. But
kill that motherfucker.
So I just watched another video today, and I don't know how old it was, but YouTube has now instituted a heroes campaign where you can mass flag videos and take them down if they don't have what you like in them. It basically puts a lot of responsibility on the user, expecting your users to actually be responsible.
I don't know. This all sounds like a stretch because
no, that's actually happening on YouTube for sure. But for iTunes, it could just be that we talked about boobs or something inappropriate.
No, because I mark it explicit. Just when I upload it, so they know. So they know we say shit and fucking boobs.
Maybe it got sucked down the
episode
the
name,
hole.
Shit and fucking boobs. That's not a commercially bankable name.
No, not at all. I mean, it might get more views and listens. I don't know. It could happen.
Well, it should be boobs fucking shit.
Oh God, no.
No, I don't think you want to do shit fucking boobs.
Well, you don't want to end on a shit. It just sounds bad.
So
you ended on boobs, and I was like, oh, boobs. I just remember the last thing that you said. So
okay, yeah, boobs should always end it.
Oh God, stop! Just stop.
So is that your conspiracy corner? That's an old segment from the old podcast where it sounds like you're trying to bring it back with your crazy ass conspiracies.
No, this just happened to our podcast, and I was listening a lot about the YouTube problem, and it just kind of was like, hey, what if that's what's happening? So, no, I'm just saying.
All right, well, let's not piss off YouTube because all the things we got to talk about tonight, you got to watch them all on the YouTubes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, because there's a lack of Roy tonight, and so I've geared this episode more towards your strengths. We got movies and video games.
Okay. Did we ever talk about the Star Wars trailer?
Excited about that. That's on the top of my list right here.
All right.
That came out that came out between episodes. So we can kick it off with that.
And Roy's not going to be here. Jeez.
Wah, wah.
Sorry, Roy. This one's all mine.
The latest trailer for Rogue One came out. Is the official second trailer. It'll probably be the last one I watch because after this point they're just going to be, they'll release too much footage. That's the trailer trend now. Is we're gonna have a teaser of the teaser of the teaser, which is usually just the name of the movie. Then we're going to have a trailer for the teaser trailer, which is just the name of the movie and some music. And then we're going to have a teaser, which is 30 seconds. And then we have the first official trailer. Then we have the second trailer, which shows you a little bit more and gets you more excited. And then we have the third trailer, the international trailer, and the 400 TV spots. And by the end of that, you've seen the entire movie.
Yeah. Two is definitely the safe number to just stop watching. Like,
yeah, that's where I stopped with The Force Awakens.
Same here. Everyone was like, "Oh, did you see that new thing?" And I was like, "No, I didn't see that new thing." The thing that pissed me off about The Force Awakens was I had stayed away from all the trailers after 2, and then someone posted a screenshot from the fucking Super Bowl, and it was where the stormtrooper had the
the riot baton thing.
Yeah, the riot baton, and I was like, I was so angry. I was like,
oh yeah, as we get closer to December, it's going to be so hard to avoid spoilers. But I mean, I got my good practice in with The Force Awakens. I saw it right about, I'd say, right about now, end of October, beginning of November, definitely by mid-November. Anything that says Star Wars in it, I just scroll really quickly past, and I don't look at it. I remember seeing the Flame Trooper, but I just saw white and flames. Nope. I just scroll past it. And, I don't want to see anything. Don't want to hear anything. Yeah, and then you have the good-hearted people that know you like Star Wars, and like you're the oh, did you see the la 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 don't say anything.
Seriously.
But let's talk about this Rogue One trailer because it was fucking awesome.
It was
fucking great. So it gives us a little more detail. It shows that Jin's father is the guy who, I don't know exactly his role, but he had some role in developing the Death Star.
Yeah, it grounds the movie, which I'm so fucking glad. It has that kind of a plot behind it. It's
right, exactly.
Oh my god, I was so relieved.
It makes perfect sense too, because they show the flashback when she was a kid. So I'm assuming she's Luke's age, so she looked like she was maybe 7. In the flashback at the beginning of the trailer.
Yeah.
So that would put it 7 years after Revenge of the Sith. So I can see them taking her father, and he's spending the next 10 years developing. What are you doing? You're smiling.
My freaking jaw has been I don't know.
You can't see me, but I can see you. And you're
I forget. No, my jaw I don't know. The pudding wore me out. Something.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sitting here yeah, the turbo laser. I'm wow, he's really happy about that laser. You're yeah, that laser and shit.
Just stretching out my fucking mouth muscles, man. Jesus Christ. I can do that in my dark closet.
So that's cool. That invests her in this whole plan to steal the Death Star. Somewhat cliched, she's going to have the ulterior motive of joining the team to rescue her father, I would imagine, because why the hell not? Some of the footage we get to see, I absolutely love the cinematography in this. I guess the dude who directed the last Godzilla movie is the director of this movie,
which worried me.
I didn't see that Godzilla movie, so I can't speak to it, but I can certainly speak to this guy's his visual style when it comes to size.
He definitely has a visual style. I will say that about Godzilla, it was pretty. It was just it was kind of shitty on the storytelling. So if you watch,
but Godzilla didn't have Disney oversight.
Yeah, exactly. So if you watch the new Godzilla film, the first beginning of it was a really good movie for the first 15-20 minutes, where it had Bryan Cranston and the main character, and it was a father-son dynamic, and that was the first third, the beginning of the movie. It cut it almost abruptly ends, jumps into the future, and it's just people talking about Godzilla's destruction, and you see his foot is a big reveal, but you're in the middle of the movie by that point. You're I didn't want to see the foot. I wanted to see the fight that you just teased me was going to happen between that monster and that monster, and I just get to hear the news reports at the end about it. No, sir.
Just give me the monsters.
So now it makes sense why Disney, when they saw the cut of his film, had some issues with his cut and went and reshot a bunch of new scenes. So now it makes sense. But it does have Disney oversight, and they're masters at storytelling. So I'm glad.
And again, this guy's sense of scale is phenomenal, because the Star Destroyer in orbit over the city. I mean, every shot of the Death Star where it's like, like a hazy moon over the planet. And the thing that gave me the biggest nerd boner was, several nerd boners, but the first big nerd boner of the trailer was they're flying over the landscape, and there's a old, crumbled, giant Jedi statue buried in the sand. That was fucking sweet. Like, I'm like, yes. I mean, everything about this screams, what we've wanted for forever. I love the original trilogies. I even love the prequels. I love The Force Awakens. But this looks like the old EU come to life. It looks like all the old video games, the Rebel Assault, Rogue Squadron. It looks awesome. Like, I just want to play it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I can say that my anticipation for this new movie coming up was more than The Force Awakens. Because, this is going to be our first introduction into EU, and it's on fucking video format where we can watch it in a movie theater. Like, I'm psyched. I'm fucking psyched.
and it's awesome, too. Like, the battles that they're showing and everything. And I read, I was reading another article about, like, kind of like a breakdown of the trailer. And in the comments, they made a very good point. So, in the opening crawl of A New Hope, we get this line of dialogue that's scrolling. It's a period of civil war. Rebel spaceships striking from a hidden base have won their first victory against the evil Galactic Empire. During the battle, Rebel spies managed to steal the secret plans to the Empire's ultimate weapon, the Death Star. An armored spaceship with enough firepower to destroy the planet. We get to see that! Mm-hmm. We get to see that exact thing! That's awesome! It's just... If you think about it, it's like, holy shit. Rebel spaceships striking from a hidden base have won their first victory. We get to see it! Yeah. And Darth Vader, he's just coming out of the fucking mist, like fast. Like, he was speed walking towards that dude. If Darth Vader's walking that fast towards you, you done fucked up, son.
I don't know, watching that, like, I have a little bit of issue with the way it looked, because it almost looked like a little chibi Darth Vader, like he was a little bit too short.
He's still taller than the dude.
Really? Like, I don't know. It just didn't seem very menacing. It was more like, where's the bathroom?
What do you mean there are no restrooms on this station? I don't know.
It takes me 45 minutes to unzip.
Yeah. No, he's got a button and the cod piece goes down.
That's right.
The fight scenes, everything about this screams awesome, and I'm very, very excited for it. Very, very much anticipating this. December can't come fast enough.
Yeah, I'm freaking psyched. Although I'm very upset with Lucasfilm today.
Why? You lose on the game again?
No, I mean, like, legit, like, business-wise.
Oh, yeah. What you told me earlier. I don't think we can talk about that on...
Yeah, me neither.
All right. Another trailer that came out just today was the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer.
Yes.
Yes.
I saw that today.
Yeah, well, it came out today. So.
All right, then.
You're the one that sent it to me.
Well, good. I'm glad I was there.
It looks good. I mean, I've been anticipating this also since the last one, and everything looked cool. My only complaint is it going to suffer? Is it going to be either like, one of those sequels that surpass the original, or is it going to be a sequel that suffers because it's just a rehash of the first thing? Yeah, and like they're using the same ooga chugga music again, which gave that first trailer for the original movie like that feeling, no pun intended, but like it made it like, all right, this is gonna be fun. now we
I
already know.
can't stop that feeling, Cuba.
Yeah, I know you can't.
It's deep inside of me.
I saw you were smiling. Yeah, we already know that.
Just stay a victim.
Okay, enough of you. We already know that it's gonna be like what type of movie it's gonna be based on the first one. Now, is it gonna have new ideas, or are they just gonna run the same type of jokes? That's the only thing that I fear, and I fear it a little more because James Gunn, the dude who directed it, I think he's been on like a high since that movie. It was a good movie, and it was a fun movie. Probably one of the better of the Marvel movies to come out because, I don't know, space, science fiction, it was just very different from the other ones, and overall directed really well. I feel like he's gone on like this weird, like, delusional power trip since the movie. He's like commenting on like every Marvel movie, the ones that he doesn't even have anything to do with. Like, he's acting like he's the dude in charge when he's not. Yeah, so like that's making me go, dude.
Yeah, because
like,
didn't he have that like issue where they put in the end credit scene and he was wicked pissed about it?
Yeah. He's like, it's my movie. You know, I want to do it. I want to keep putting end credit scene. It's like, we're Marvel, bitch.
I don't know. I don't have that much dread in that because what's his name? The guy who directed Scott Pilgrim and Hot Fuzz and all them. What the hell is that dude's name? He was slated to direct Ant-Man, and he's like a very visual, I'm in control of my project kind of director. It shows in everything that he's done. He's one of the only individual voices in film that's out.
Oh, it's like Steve Landis or something, right?
No. Hold on, let me fucking Google it because it's going to bug the shit out of me.
It's his son or something. John Landis. It's Landis.
No.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Pretty sure it is.
Edgar Wright.
Ah, damn.
You were completely off. Anyway.
Yeah, I was completely off.
So Edgar Wright is like, he is a very unique voice in the filmmaking industry. Like in Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, he's got a very cool style. And it would have worked so good for Ant-Man. He's the one that released the test footage at Comic-Con that made it look so good with the scene where he's running up the gun and like he set the tone for Ant-Man. And he wanted to make his movie, but eventually, like midway through, they had to part ways because his artistic vision didn't quite go with what Disney wanted to do. So he walked away, and I'm not sure we got what. Like, I'm not sure how much of the footage survived the cut, that kind of thing. But if what's his name, the guy who's directed Guardians of the Galaxy,
James Gunn,
like he's also a very unique voice. That's Tim Gunn. He did the movie Super, which was was a very indie artistic film. And now Guardians of the Galaxy. He did like another like. His directing has a style that connects, and it worked perfectly with Guardians of the Galaxy. I think if Disney had a problem with the way he directed it, they would have done what they did with Star Wars and completely fucking shot a whole bunch of new shit. Like, we would have heard about it.
I'm not saying they didn't like what he directed. It's just, I just fear that the sequel won't be unique. I just don't want it to be the same, because that's like always the shittiest part about like a surprise success. When the first one it surprises everybody, I don't think they were thinking at all that first one was going to be as good and as popular as it was. I'm sure they had some sort of level expectation because this is Marvel, and Marvel really can do no wrong. But I think it took off way more than they thought, and I just don't want that success to like go to his head or go to the studio's head. Maybe he wanted to take it on a crazy way, but then the studio made him just kind of redo what they did. I'm not saying that that's the case, or even there's a rumor to it. That's my only fear when I see it, because you can't tell anything from this trailer. It's strictly like a teaser trailer where they just show the characters and then have like the little funny exchange with Drax and Star-Lord.
I don't know, but they have some like experience in this whole sequel thing because they're building towards a huge story at the end. So I don't think it's going to be a rehash. I think they learned their lesson with Iron Man, and they were surprised at the success of Iron Man, spit out Iron Man 2, which was just like a terrible rehash. And everyone is pretty much in consensus that it's not quite that bad. So
that's true. It's like Iron Man 2 is like, meh.
Yeah. So they learned their lesson with Iron Man 3. That was a perfectly like another great Iron Man story, and it didn't really have anything to do with the first one or two in story themes. Like, it had different characters, it had different scenarios. Same thing with Captain America. That wasn't a rehash of the same thing. So I don't know. Thor, The Dark World. That was also different. That changed the dynamic. They definitely go forward with these ideas to change the dynamic. Ant-Man was another one where, like, they just spit out this movie. You think it's going to be another origin story, and oh my god, we're going to have to watch this again. And they kind of flipped it on its head, made it a heist movie with an Ant-Man in it.
My biggest complaint about Ant-Man was his really annoying sidekicks.
Yeah,
I think that was like the worst part of the movie. That movie would have worked perfectly fine without those dudes, or at least tone them down.
Yeah, they were very Michael Bay.
Yeah, it's like turn the Mexican guy down. It's just like just a notch. Put his Mexican to 9. We don't need it at 11.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah,
no, I'm happy for it. I want to see it. I'm psyched.
Now here's something that I don't want to see. The trailer struck the completely wrong tone. Power Rangers. Did you see that shit?
I disagree with you.
That's right. I need Roy. Roy's the one who backed me up on this last conversation.
Did you ever see the fan film that was gritty, and it had Starbuck?
Yeah, and it had the Green Ranger, the original one.
Yeah, I mean that looked awesome. And this, have you seen?
Yeah, but that looked like Power Rangers.
The suits did, but I'm probably definitely going to be disappointed in the suits when I see them in full regalia and Zords and stuff. Who knows? I got my mind open for it.
I saw a meme like that showed them like transforming into the suits, and it was like a picture. It's like it said, I think it was a picture with Fry underneath, and it said, not sure if watching Power Rangers movie or Venom." Because like the suits were like all symbiote, nasty, sticky-looking things, and it's like, what the fuck? And, I'll link all these in the show notes for everybody to see. But this trailer, I totally did. If it didn't say Power Rangers at the very end, it could be any other completely generic Hollywood piece of crap teen superhero drama thing. It was just it's one of those movies where you can tell that it does not know what the hell it's gonna be, so it's just borrowing from the Hollywood template.
See, I don't think so at all. I think it's ripping off a very lesser or bigger movie. Did you ever see Chronicle, the found footage superhero?
No, I didn't. That looked cool, but no,
it was very cool. And this it's probably why I disagree with you so much, because I watched Chronicle, and Chronicle was, even though it's a found footage movie, it's one of the really amazing ones that you should definitely check out. And it was a great story. Like, it had this cool origin for these teenagers in high school that have now superpowers, and how it completely escalates and turns into fucking Akira. So Power Rangers looks almost identical to that. It looks like they just ripped it off. So Power Rangers in that kind of a setting, without the shaky cam, I'm for it.
I'm not. Not at all. It doesn't look like Power Rangers. I mean, at all. I mean, not even the tone of the movie. They just simply do not look like Power Rangers.
If the tone of the movie was precise, then it would look like fucking Pee-wee's Playhouse.
That would be really cool. No, I'm not saying it doesn't have to be like
Danny Elfman would do the score. It would be awful.
No, it doesn't have to be like a happy, campy movie, but it's got that Zack Snyder fucking dark filter on it. I don't like that. I'm getting sick of sitting there watching a movie, and I'm like reaching for my face to take the sunglasses off, but they're not there.
Yeah.
It's it's yeah. I don't even know the name for that film technique. It's just that dark, gritty thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Dark Knight spawned all these gritty movies." Like, the Dark Knight was gritty in concept. It didn't have a gritty filter on it. It didn't look like the camera was tossed in the dirt and then you began filming. Yeah, that's what I don't like about this visually. Besides the fact that the posters where they're all sitting on like a part of their Zords, you can't tell what the fuck they're sitting on. Mm-hmm. So I fear for what Megazord, is that what it was called? Megazord? Yeah. I fear for what that thing's gonna look like. If their suits look like Venom, what the hell is this thing gonna look like? Is it made up of like the dinosaur, the pterodactyl, like those parts, or is it just gonna be like a blob that you can't, like, is it gonna look like rejected concept art from what's that fucking movie?
Transformers?
Pacific Rim.
Oh, maybe.
Oh yeah, Transformers. That's a better one. It's Pacific Rim. It actually looked like a robot.
I mean, who knows? I don't know. I don't want to see a bunch of people walking around in a big styrofoam box, like battling it out like they're robots.
Dude, they already made a Power Rangers movie back in the late '90s.
Yeah, that was good.
That wasn't bad, and that wasn't gritty, and it wasn't cardboard boxes. The suits looked better than they did on the show. The Zords looked better than they did on the show.
If Victor Ooze can get a reboot, I think
Ivan
Ooze, whatever the hell his name is, Ivan Ooze can get a reboot. Then I think the Power Rangers can get a reboot.
He already got his reboot. It was the Apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's. I'm not gonna go see it. I don't like Power Rangers enough to actually go pay to see it. That'll be an Amazon Prime selection right there for me.
I'll wait for the reviews to come out and then I'll go see it if it's good.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I just just based on the trailer, I'm giving that a thumbs down. Nah, that's no good. That's no good here. We don't like it. All right, so what else here we got here? This isn't a trailer, but a little more movie news is some images from the Logan movie have come out. It's not called Old Man Logan like it should. It's simply called Logan, but it's clearly based on Old Man Logan storyline. So the poster came out. The terrible Photoshop poster where it's his hand and the claws, and then like a little girl's hand holding his hand. And just because we're in the business of graphic design and photo manipulation, I say it's a really crappy poster because that little girl, unless she's a mutant with stretchy powers, her fingers should not be able, from that angle that she's holding his hand, curl all the way around and be seen on the other side. That was the first thing. I was like, wow, that's a shitty poster. And so many people are not even going to realize that.
Yep. Well, did you see that meme on Facebook? And it was Deadpool, and he was like, it was my hand.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. That was started by Ryan Reynolds.
Well, yeah.
I guess, yeah, he tweeted that. He's like, that's my hand holding Logan's hand. And then they released a picture of Professor X. Did you see that from the movie?
I haven't seen anything.
He looks like an old dried turd. It's really cool. I mean, I don't know how they're going to properly do an Old Man Logan story, because the comic took place, like, I think several, like maybe 100 years or more in the future. So, and all the X-Men were dead, and it was a weird book. So I'm not sure how they're going to make a movie out of this, but it's his last movie. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be rated R, so it won't fall for won't have the mistakes that the Wolverine had. Because if the Wolverine was allowed to be rated R, that would have been, it was a good movie, but it could have been a great movie.
Yeah.
You know, the fighting scenes on the train and stuff like that. The fact that they had to like CG out the blood to get the PG-13 rating on that fucking movie was just ridiculous.
Yeah, seriously.
So I mean, this one's gonna be rated R, and you know, hopefully Hugh Jackman will go out with a bang on Logan.
I hope so.
And finally, in movie news, last thing, but not least, I don't know if I should have you guess. I'll have you guess. What movie are they going to reboot completely unnecessary? And I'll give you a hint. It was rebooted less than 10 years ago. Don't Google it.
I'm not going to Google it. Let me think here. All right, do I get like yes or no? Is this 20 questions?
I'll give you three guesses. It was rebooted in 2005.
In 2005. Fuck.
And it's a 70s movie.
You're really fucking with me here.
No.
I have no...
Just throw something out.
The devil becomes her.
No, not at all.
Do I get like a PG, like what is it? PG-13?
Well, PG-13 didn't come out until the 80s, 1984, I believe. So it would
the
reboot. The reboot?
Yeah.
I want to say PG-13, but it was probably PG. Probably bordering on PG-13.
Surf Ninjas.
I said 70s movie.
That wasn't a 70s movie?
I don't think so. All right, your final guess. A movie from the 70s that was rebooted in 2005.
The Fly.
Is now getting a reboot. What is it?
The Fly.
No.
Damn.
You fail. They are once again rebooting unnecessarily Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
What?
Yep.
Why? Well, I mean, I know why, because that last one was fucking awful. God damn it.
Yeah, that reboot was just... That was a Tim Burton movie, right?
Tim Burton is an old man, and just like the old mans that have come before him, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, your best times were when you were edgy, not when you're old men trying to make fucking movies for your goddamn daughter.
Is that what he...
That's what happened to all of them.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, it was weird. The Oompa Loompas were, like, Mexicans instead of Oompa Loompas. They're all that little dude who plays Scotty's sidekick.
It was an odd place to be, and it wasn't good. And the reason why Tim Burton was a good choice was the video game Alice had come out, and everyone was hoping that he would go in that direction of like creepy cat, nightmarish, like dark, gritty, like not to your effect with the Power Rangers dark and gritty, but like an adult Alice in Wonderland, and I mean Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and it was like, no, you went somewhere.
Yeah. All I remember from the Johnny Depp reboot was Willy Wonka not even being cool. Yeah, and the original 70s one, he was cool. He was very eccentric, and you're like, wow, this is a weird guy, but he's cool. Johnny Depp's portrayal of him was like almost like a weird Michael Jackson man-child, which was just kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And then, so all I remember from that was creepy Willy Wonka, factory full of Mexican midgets, and dentist. His father was a dentist, and that was like why he made candy.
Like for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you want to be able to eerily like him, like like that, like an uncle, like some kind of uncle that you're just like, I like you, but not sure why. You're just a cool guy.
Again, that's why Gene Wilder's portrayal of him was good, because like he was like that, like like, oh, don't touch that. I'm gonna touch it anyways. Well, you're gonna die. I don't care. Whereas in like Johnny Depp was like, don't touch that. It's like, I'm gonna touch it anyways. No, don't touch that. It's like, I want to touch it. It's like he was just too man-child.
He was over
disturbing.
the top. Yeah, the Gene Wilder one was very like, I'm going to be the authority. I'm going to tell you what to do, but it's your responsibility, and you have to deal with this circumstance. Like, it had this dark overtone. Like
it was free range parenting, that one.
And fucking in Tim Burton's movie, he looked like a clown, which is why he sucked. It was scary and it was terrible.
The clowns, they've infiltrated our films, and we didn't even realize it.
Yeah, like it was just over the top. It just was.
So I'll read this real quick. According to Vanity Fair, Warner Brothers recently acquired the rights to a proverbial golden ticket property in the form of Willy Wonka, and plans to put in motion a franchise-minded reboot. While the film reportedly forego the origin, it will chronicle Wonka's quote-unquote early adventures.
Early adventures?
Yeah.
I don't.
Says, such an idea leaves the project open to interpretation, either focusing on the early life of Willy Wonka, or perhaps simply on his rise to prominence, becoming a kingpin of candy. That would be one that I'd like to see, where, like, it's like Wall Street version. Willy Wonka's just this ruthless businessman, like, with industrial espionage.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, don't make it a movie, make it a TV show, make it like Empire, put it on Showtime.
Oh, yeah. HBO presents Wonka.
The Willy cool. Factory.
Let's see. Him and Slugworth, they come to blows. You know, they're business partners, and then one night while they're snorting coke and banging prostitutes, they get into an argument and they split into two companies.
Seriously.
I like that. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Well, did you hear that? Did you see? The internet has got me going about that too, because I don't know. How far are you along with Doctor Who now?
I haven't moved since the last time we spoke.
So there's a theory that Wonka was the Time Lord, like his final.
I've read this. Yeah.
That magical elevator that takes them out was the TARDIS. Like, complete legit. Okay, that shit was legit, and that is now in my head as canon. He was a Time Lord, and then we got a glimpse of him through Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
He was just another a random Time Lord, not the Doctor.
No, he was the Doctor.
Okay, he was the Doctor. Okay, yeah. So he was just like the Ninth Doctor, like the angry Doctor.
He was just a jaded. I've been doing this and it's just these fucking kids, man.
Kids. Now I'm gonna kill them all in my factory and turn them into Snozgobblers.
Maybe he's trying. Okay, so added on to that in my own head is the fact that so if that factory is indeed his TARDIS, the elevator coming out is his TARDIS. His TARDIS takes a lot of energy to run, so he has to harness the fucking souls of children to power up his fucking TARDIS again and get off the planet.
These final half a dozen children, they're all I need.
Yep.
Wibbly wobbly, soly woly things.
Exactly. Wibbly wobbly, soly woly, title of the episode.
Well, that's a lot to write down. Wibbly wobbly, soly woly. Oh, that's so misspelled.
Yes, please spell check that with Roy.
Roy is the official podcast spell checker. Although I posted last night way too late for him to spell check, so I hope that came out right. Moving on. We're going over to the realm of video games now, because there's a few cool video games coming out. I sent you right before this you didn't like Titanfall, correct?
Yeah. So, the review was on the Escape Pod, I think. So, I bought Xbox when it first came out. That was like one of the very first titles that Xbox had, and I paid $60 for it, and I fucking hated the shit out of it. So, because I bought $60 for what I thought was going to be awesome, because the same developers made Modern Warfare, what Call of Duty is today. These people made it, so they're coming out with this new IP, all the people that left that company. I was like, yeah, I got to get this. It's going to be fucking awesome. And, I mean, the mechanics were great, and it was graphically kind of cool, but it looked a bit dated. But I was off the Battlefield 3 tip, and when you see a whole battlefield of just people fighting, vehicles going nuts, buildings being destroyed, this Titanfall game didn't have a campaign. It was just a multiplayer experience that had a bunch of shit that Battlefield already had, capture the flag, secure the points, that kind of shit. Only you got to do it in a mech robot every once in a while, every 2 minutes. There was no destruction, and you're a fucking robot. I want to blow through friggin' buildings and shit. So I was very pissed off and disappointed in that game.
Yeah, I was excited. I didn't play it. I didn't get the 360. Wait, it was for Xbox One, not 360. Yeah, so I still have the 360. I didn't get the one, so I didn't get to play the game. But when I went to PAX East a couple of years ago, I went to the Titanfall panel, and they have like a whole it was like a whole presentation of all the developers, where they came from, how they formed this little company, how like the company started off with literally them in like a 8x8 room with 10 folding chairs, and that's how the game began. Mm-hmm. And it was a really cool, really interesting story, and everything that they put into it and everything that they did. So it's disappointing to hear your review about it, but you're not the only person who had these complaints about it. I think part of the thing is that EA distributed that game, and they did what EA does best, is just fucking tear it apart and sell it back to you bit by bit.
Yeah. And that was part of the outrage, too, because it was just recently on sale a couple months ago, and it's like, 2 years after its initial release, for $5. So I'm like,
wow.
I'll pay $5 for a digital copy of this. Why not? And I'm having a blast, but it's a short burst blast. Like, I'm glad I paid the $5, but $60, fuck you.
Yeah. Okay. So I bring it up because Titanfall 2 is coming out now. And from what I've read, and did you watch the trailer that I sent you?
Yes, I did.
So it looks like they heard what people were complaining about. So it looks like they've been about trying to fix it in this second one. I can't speak for the multiplayer part, because again, EA has their hands on this, so that they're still going to sell you like a tenth of a game at a time. But one of the biggest complaints, like you said, was that there was no single-player campaign mode. They've added a single-player campaign mode in Titanfall 2. And they said it's because, with a strictly multiplayer game, you can't tell the full story of this universe that they've created in this game. There's a story going on, but you don't get it, really. You don't understand the details of it by playing just multiplayer in the first game. So in this one, they've added you play as an actual character, and like and I'll link the trailer. You're bound to like this mech, and it sounds like Optimus Prime, and it looks awesome. It reminds me of like the Iron Giant meets Call of Duty.
You can change the voices too. At least in the first one, you can change the voice so it sounds like Jeeves, and it's like entering Titan. Like, it's very, very cool.
Yeah, man. But in this one, like it's for the story mode. Like I said, it's got a name, and like you've got a name, you've got a character.
Sentient.
Yeah, it's like at one point it goes, "I won't lose another master," or whatever.
Pilot, yeah.
Says. Pilot, yeah.
I definitely recommend.
Wow, I'm like, dude, Optimus Prime, Iron Giant. Yeah, they got it going on here.
I mean, that trailer looked amazing. It did, and like I said, these guys made Modern Warfare, and that is arguably one of the best story modes in a first-person shooter. Like, there wasn't one that was as good as that one for quite a while, or first of its kind. So
yeah,
these guys
that was a good.
These guys telling a story that like is compelling and has like those movie elements that you'd want to see. Like, the trailer looked like it was that. It looked really good, like very movie-esque, which...
Yeah, and there was a lot of gameplay.
That excites me, but I also played the beta, and it's Titanfall with a grappling hook. So...
You know what they like? They like grappling hooks. Bitches love the grappling hooks.
And a slide. You get a slide and a grappling hook. They added went balls to the walls and added some really cool features. But I don't know. Fool me once, shame on you. I'm not going to get fooled again. So if there's a discount, maybe I'll buy it and I'll let you know and review that shit. But no, I'm not paying another $60 for an EA Titanfall title. No, thank you.
Man, fucking EA's on everything. It's annoying.
I know. All the good shit.
What else looked really good, and you're probably already on board with it, but Battlefield 1.
Yes.
Battlefield 1, the trailer for that excites me like fucking crazy. I love it for two things. It looks great, And first of all, and then second, I love the fact that they went backwards with it. That this game takes place in World War One. I love World War II games, but there's 1.5 million World War II games. I love science fiction shooter games, but those are kind of hard to do good.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that they went, you know what? Nobody does World War One. Let's do that. So that's cool. I mean, there isn't much in the way of detail. There's like a basic plot and everything for it here. It's got the basic, battlefield things. It's got classes: assault, medic, support, scout, tanker, pilot, cavalry, elite. Mm-hmm. It's got a campaign mode. It's got, I guess, 6 separate war stories is the campaign mode. But just the fact that it's World War One, and we're gonna see some crazy different shit that we've never seen in other games before. Like, I'm sure we're gonna see like gas attacks and shit like that. Surviving mortar attacks.
I'm one of the people who doesn't usually play the campaign for first-person shooters because they suck. Like, every time I try it, I'm like, ugh, I'm so bored, and I can't finish it ever. The trailer for this looked really, it looks really good, really thematic, pretty, movie-esque scenes and that type of stuff. And I played the training portion of the game because I got the early access because I pre-ordered. And it's cool because it's it sets you up for basically this is a horde mode. You're not expected to survive, and it starts telling a story. And at first I thought I had to stay alive, but as soon as I died, it warped me into another body on the battlefield. And
that's cool.
And it keeps the story kind of moving in that very Mass Effectian way, it's very movie-esque. So I will actually play the campaign for this, which is going to be shocking. But I was opposite of you. I didn't like the reversal. Although it is an alternate World War One, I believe, because of the Zeppelins and shit.
Is it? I thought it was supposed to be.
Maybe
pretty accurate.
Okay,
Zeppelins did exist. I just aviation was in its infancy.
Okay, well, I was a little bit worried because I like my helicopters. I like my techie battlefield shit. So what they brought to this to kind of compensate for that, they brought horses, obviously. You can ride around and slash people, which is kind of cool. But they definitely learned a lot from making Battlefront and how pretty those landscapes are. So the landscapes in this are fucking massive. But they upped the player count, so it's 30 versus 30. 60 people running around this fucking map.
That's
a
lot.
It's amazing, okay? And the destruction, phenomenal. You can literally take a tank and just, run it through a building. Right through the living room. It's fantastic.
And that's crazy that there's 60 people playing, at the same time. I mean, it makes me go back, 15 years to when we were playing Alien vs. Predator, and, the max on that was, 10 players, and that was PC, which at the time was pretty, generally more powerful than the gaming consoles. So now we've got gaming consoles that are running 60 fucking players at the same time. That's fucking amazing right there.
I'm excited, man. That's fucking awesome. And now I want to play Aliens vs. Predator 2, you son of a bitch.
You always want to play Alien vs. Predator 2.
I do.
I don't like the Battlefield games, but this one looks good, so I might...
it only takes one to get you hooked, baby. It only takes one to get you hooked.
But before I get this one, and I know you didn't like the game, I want to get Overwatch. Overwatch looks fun as hell. It's getting amazing reviews.
No, I know.
It just looks like a great game.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just it's not my type of game. I know. I've followed the developer. I know they're very funny. They're very into cartoons and
well, it's Blizzard.
So, yeah. So with the power of Blizzard behind it, I know it's going to be pretty damn decent. But I don't like those Team Fortress-y kind of attack games, multiplayer kind of games that are, like I said, no destruction. I've moved beyond. I've evolved to Battlefield 1. I can't go to Overwatch. And even though it's
that's always your go-to. It's it's an awesome game. It's an awesome game. It's got this. But you're you can't blow up a wall though.
Exactly.
Can't shoot through the wall.
That has changed my mind. It has blown the wall off my mind, and I need every game to have that.
Is Mexico going to pay for it?
Even if it's it's got to be huge. It's got to be a huge destruction. Beautiful. So I mean, even if it's like statues or something, like just have like a hole in the wall. It doesn't have to completely shatter. Just up your game.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there is no destruction in Overwatch. I'll have to look into that. But just overall, visually, it looks like a great game with its style. I like that. There's individual, unique characters that you can choose. It reminds me of almost like a first-person Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I mean, if this was one of those games where you just play in your living room against 5 people on a computer, I'd absolutely be down. Like, that's cool. But over the internet, or with Xbox Live, is
Well, who's giggling? Is that on your end or my end?
I don't know. It's probably Courtney or Coda. I think they're home now.
Uh-oh. Howler monkeys! Let's see. We'll wrap this up soon. Resident Evil 7 trailer just came out for that. It looks weird. It looks scary, actually. It looks like Paranormal Activity meets like Silent Hill. It's a very, very short trailer. I'll post this one too. I have no idea what the relation is with the other Resident Evil games, although they say it is a continuation of Resident Evil 5 and 6. But I don't know if the whole game is going to be like this creepy found footage Silent Hill looking thing. I think from what I read in the article that I found was that it's scary. It says this game should have Resident Evil regain like the title of like horror scary video game king, like it originally did with like Resident Evil 1 and 2. We'll see about that. I don't know. I need to see more footage about this. The last Resident Evil game that I enjoyed was Resident Evil 4. I did not like 5. I didn't finish 5. I didn't play 6.
5 was good. It was tough though because you had to fight the fucking the controls a whole lot, but it was fun overall. What Resident Evil should be, is a VR release for PlayStation and Xbox. This should absolutely be VR. 100%.
That's coming out soon, though, isn't it? The
Exactly.
VR headset.
Exactly, it's coming out soon. So you better adapt your Resident Evil to be this, because that's what I want to see. That's what I've been waiting for VR, is a property like Resident Evil having an actual game.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to sit there and play it. You need the room full of people.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be multiplayer for sure. Like, you could have a VR headset,
you would need somebody on the couch with you, because I had to go over your house and watch you play Silent Hill and other Resident Evil games because you didn't want to play them by yourself.
Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing. If you put VR in it, you could actually put your friend virtually next to you across Xbox or PlayStation Live. It would be fantastic. I would totally be down for that. I'm saying you could. It's like any multiplayer game, only you have to do it for VR. So that people they need to fucking adopt this goddamn technology.
So you'd be playing the game, and you'd get scared, and you'd like look over, and I'd be like, what, out of character, just kind of sitting there floating, going, you can do it.
No, I mean, like, you'd be, the whatchamacallit, Leon and what's-her-face.
Oh, I gotcha.
You're what's-her-face, and I'm Leon.
Oh, thanks.
You'll be there with your gun next to me. So, fantastic. I want it done. Make it now.
So I'm not up to date on the VR. Is this like a evolution of the Oculus Rift, or is that a whole different thing?
Whole different thing. So
okay.
There's 3 main ones that are out, which is Oculus, the Vive, and this new PlayStation one that's coming out.
Is the Vive the one for Xbox?
No, the Vive is its own standalone thing. So It was basically Oculus came out, but you have to be able to have like a sweet computer, and Vive would be its competition. And the only real difference is Oculus has a Xbox remote, and the Vive has like these motion control type things with buttons and joysticks. So it makes for a more immersive experience, but the only problem with that is there's no fucking games.
Okay. So for the PlayStation 1, you'd be able to play any PlayStation game that is made for it, essentially, or comes next.
Yeah, so in theory, you'd be able to incorporate this into the games like like PlayStation 4 is doing. They already have a Batman game coming out. They have Rogue One for Star Wars Battlefront. Yay! Like, that's... I'm going to be buying a fucking PlayStation 4 just to play this goddamn Battlefront thing.
Yay, then we can play video games again together.
Yeah, fuck you, you bastard. You'll still be like, I'm busy, meh.
Yeah, I am busy.
I've been trying to get you to play video games on Xbox 360 for like 5 years.
Dude, I
even bought you
busy,
a game
man.
to play.
I am busy. You know what? But I'm committed. God damn it! You know I'm sitting here. We've been bullshitting for almost an hour. This is my anniversary, man. I'm sitting here in my basement, looking at your ugly face, doing face stretches and talking about movies and video game, and it's my anniversary. God damn it!
Cuba. Well, now that it just makes this episode very sad. I feel very guilty right now. Get the fuck out of here. Good night, everyone. Head to the Facebook. Go to the iTunes. What are you doing, you piece of shit? Get out of here.
It's okay. It's okay. We're going to Lindsay Sterling's show tomorrow, so that's our thing. Tonight there's I bought her flowers. That's all.
Yeah, well now fucking go upstairs and snuggle fuck the hell out of some Netflix, okay?
What, by myself? She's already in bed with the kid.
Oh. Well, wake her up.
just go over there with my foot and just go, hey, look up.
Not the foot.
I want to snuggle flicks.
I want to Netflix and chill.
Oh, and last but not least, before we get out of here and I snuggle flicks and chill, is Mass Effect got a release date. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Ooh,
yes.
I'm glad to do a podcast because I haven't heard this yet.
March 21st of next year. So.
Oh man, that's my anniversary. God damn it.
And now you're gonna be spending it playing Mass Effect.
Can't go out, babe. Mass Effect came out.
We both suck.
No, luckily it's EA. They are gonna release if you pre-order, you're gonna get 10 days early access. They're gonna fucking charge me $375 to play this goddamn game 10 days early.
No. If you pre-order it, you don't get to play it early. You just get the pivotal main plot, or like unlocked for you. Yeah, you get those 5 characters that you can't beat the game without.
Not even that. I'm gonna get like 5 costume changes. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna get. And some emotes. That's it. Fuck this.
Hey, Hawaiian T-shirt. You like that? Is that worth an extra $30? You too can now cruise the galaxy in your N7 Hawaiian T-shirt
and your Magnum PI mustache.
Right. So March 21st, I'm excited, but not excited. I'm excited because it's Mass Effect, and I want more. I'm not excited because the original people who made the original Mass Effect games didn't make this one, and EA is still there. So it's just an empty shell with the Mass Effect painted on it.
It is a wait and see. I may have to wait till reviews come out.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna wait till reviews come out. I'm not. I didn't even pre-order Mass Effect 3 because pre-order is bullshit. I just went there and bought it on the same day. Like, day it came out, I went to GameStop and I was like, "Hey, you got any Mass Effect 3s?" And dude's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I got a whole stack."
Yeah, but I think if you pre-ordered, you got the Prothean right away, or you got something right away.
Either way, I paid $10 extra for them, so just like everybody else.
Yeah,
ain't no big thing. So we'll be looking out for that.
Yep.
And that's the episode, ladies and gents, right there. That is your rundown of our movie trailers and our video games and
come on, you know
all
you
the things we love.
You know you want to say it.
What do I want to say?
Weekend Geek.
No, I don't want to say it. That's lame. Who the fuck says the Weekend Geek? That wasn't all necessarily the Weekend Geek. We actually didn't. We missed like a week, so this is like a couple weeks in Geek, and most of it came out today. But either way, find us on iTunes. You can subscribe there. I don't know why episode 6 is missing, but the rest of the ones are there. And please tell your friends, leave a review, rate us. We're on Stitcher if you want to do that route. We're
Also, iTunes, you have to search Modern Retro Podcast. I learned that today, too.
Yes, everything is modern. It's not just Modern Retro. It's Modern Retro Podcast. You can email us at modernretrocast@gmail.com. We're on the Twitters at modernretrocast.com. And we are online on our own website at modernretrocast.com. So, a lot of Modern Retrocast. And the website's still a work in progress. I will set up that archive so that if you absolutely cannot find episode 6 by any other means, it will be in that archive. Give it a week or two, and like I said, work in progress. Thanks for joining. Have a good night. We will see you next week.
Bye.
A treat. Delicious things to eat. The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy, soul and salt.